Have you heard? It's over for HMOs. Have you been in all of the Facebook groups and all of the social media groups where people saying the strategy's dead, it's over now, it's had its day, it was good, but it's not so good anymore for lots of different reasons because of all the rising costs that is associated with HMOs. So first of all, what is a HMO? A HMO is a house in multiple occupation. So that is where you would get a property and you would rent out the individual rooms to individual tenants. So instead of just having 2 or 3 people in the house, you could have up to 6 people, and all of those people could be paying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 450 or 500 pounds per month each, which is considerably more than it would be if it was a single let property. But the problem being with HMOs is that generally speaking, most HMO landlords will have an inclusive rent. So an inclusive rent means that you pay all of the bills. And that includes the utilities. So all of the energy costs have been going up. We all know that, it's no big secret. Now back in, let's just flip this over. Back in April, the energy costs went up by 54%. That was a 54% increase. So what we did was we passed that on to the tenants. Now before the increase, each tenant, we budgeted £14 per person per week. And we lived on that for about 10 years. That's what happened. You know, that was, we don't make any money out of energy. It was just the cost that we were paying. So we just passed it on to the tenant in their rent. Now after April, that went up 54%. So we had to make that £14, £22.50 per person per week. So what we did with all of the tenants that we could put their rents up, we did accordingly, which is fine and no problem at all. But the problem is now in October this year, those rents we're going to have to go up again because the energy prices are going to go up again in October. Now, we're not entirely sure how much at the moment. We've got a good idea. And what we'll have to do then is we'll have to work out what that cost is and then break it down per tenant. And then this figure will change again and it will go back up. But this does cause us a little bit of a problem because if you've got a tenant in a fixed contract, you can't put their rent up. If your tenant is out of their contract, then you can put their rent up once every 12 months. Now, we can't put their electric or their gas up separately because it's included in their monthly rent. So for the tenants that we increased to £22.50 back in April, we're not going to be able to put those rents up now until next April. So there's going to be a bit of a period where we are going to have to foot that cost. But then we go all the way back to, is this going to be a problem for HMOs? And absolutely not. Now, we are 100% occupied in our HMO portfolio because it's a really affordable and easy to manage strategy for tenants because everything is included. So if we're charging £500 a month, then that's all the tenant pays, just £500 a month. And that, for most tenants, is really attractive because they don't have to worry about any unexpected costs. So, are we going to foot the bill when the energy costs go up again? Well, of course not. Now, this is just like our tenant here living on their own. If they live in their own home, they're going to have to pay their own bills, right? Nobody else is going to pay for them. And is it going to hurt us because our costs will be going up? Well, everyone's costs will be going up. So we're not going to be less or more competitive in our local market because everybody else will be doing the same. So sadly, it's the tenant that will feel the pinch. But it's just like you and I, if you've got your own home, we're going to be paying our own bills. You know, we have to pay them the tenant will have to pay theirs. Now, our portfolio is 100% occupied. So we go through all of the scaremongering with HMOs. Now, I've been operating HMOs for over 10 years. And I remember specifically, all the way through that period, people have been saying, the market's saturated. It's over for HMOs. Brexit will see fit that HMOs don't do very well in the future. The pandemic came, everyone was, HMOs are over. So every time something happens to disrupt the market, people say that that's it and it's over. Well, it's simply not. Now, we are 100% fully occupied in our HMOs, 100%. It's not going to change moving forwards, and this isn't going to change because people will always need somewhere to live. And it's still, even if the rent went up to 550, it's still the most affordable option for a lot of people that can't afford to live on their own. So HMOs are not over, HMOs are not dead, HMOs are here to stay. I've said this before, and loads of people have disagreed with me, and I'm going to say it again, and in 12 months' time we'll come back and we'll revisit. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that the rising energy costs are going to threaten houses in multiple occupation? If you do, put a comment in below and let's have a chat. Let's open the discussion. Now, also in the comments, there is a link to a form that you can complete if you'd like to have a 30-minute consultation with me or one of my team to help you in your property journey and to help you scale. Or if you're looking to start a property business, then complete the form. We can have a completely free 30-minute chat. Thank you for watching. I hope that was useful. Don't forget to click on the like and the subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.